Hi there everybody, I'm Matthew Fitt. It's a pleasure to be part of this ASLS Schools Conference. I'm going to be giving you an update, or maybe for some of you it'll be an introduction to Scots Hoose and the latest Itchy Coo Scots books for secondary. Before we get there though, I want to tell you about a Scots-language writing competition, a ghost and horror story writing competition that's running in October 2021. I'll let the pupils of St Andrews and St Bride's High School in East Kilbride, South Lanarkshire, Braveview Academy in Dundee and Lossiemouth High School up in Murray to tell you more about it. I'll link to the competition details at the end of this video.
Go on, I dare you. Open it. Kyle was really starting to annoy me. He got me to come here on Old Castlewham on Halloween. What was he even doing here? Open the door, he said. No, I said. That's 'cause you're Fitt. No, I'm no, I said. But I was. There was no way I was opening that door. Castle Briss was supposed to be haunted by a grey soldier. A soldier that'd been left here to die in Castle Dungeon about 500 years ago. We were standing in a gloomy stone corridor right outside the dungeon. Legend said that anybody who opened the dungeon door on Halloween would be haunted by a grey soldier for the rest of their life. The door to the dungeon was covered in cobwebs. It looked like it would fall apart if we touched it. Open the door and go in, you big fearty, said Kyle. After you, I said. All right, said Kyle. Out my road. Kyle gulped down a big breath of air and pushed open the old wooden door.
Lost. I'm lost. We shouldn't have come this way, it was a shortcut. I saw it. Now I dinna ken where I am. All the streets look the same. But there's police. That's a relief. I'll just ask him. Maybe he'll take me to the sports centre. Hello, I say. No answer. He's got his back to me. Excuse me, I'm a wee bit lost. Nothing. He's just staring at the wall, and right behind him, I tap his shoulder. The big police burrows round, and I can't catch my breath. All I see is twa red een burning like coals in a bane white skull. I bite my lip, and I get ready to run. The police has nae face.
Ten. She's walking, all alone, in the dark, in the rain, just away and getting home. Turns the corner, still pitch black, still strange. The man, again, the white van. He's back. She runs, he follows her, grabs her, doors done shut. Tires skate, engine roars down the road, she's gone.
Good. I hope you'll check out that link and send some entries into this Scots Hoose competition. Looking forward to reading some flegsome, frichtsome, scunnersome new Scots writing for some of your pupils. Scots Hoose is a learning and creativity project that I started back in 2013. Its remit is to produce highest quality Scots language resources for schools. The material for early years, primary, and a growing body of resources for secondary. I always felt that the range of materials online for Scots was quite limited, so at Scots House we're doing our best and working very, very hard to try to increase the quality and the quantity of resources for schools. And instead of you having to watch my cooping for the length of this video, I'm going to show you something far more interesting. I've put together a Scots Hoose showreel for you, which contains a number of hopefully useful resources for you. You'll see work by Stevenson and Burns, as well as Robert Tannahill. Robert Tannahill, I feel, a much neglected poet and Scots song writer who should get more attention, and more modern work by Janet Paisley, the late Janet Paisley, who sadly died a couple of years ago, and William Letford, Billy Letford, very dynamic and interesting Scots writer. Other new and upcoming Scots writers: Thomas Clarke, a wonderful Scots polemicist and playwright; Anna Stewart, a Dundee writer; Shane Strachan, who writes in Doric and does so wonderfully; and a number of other things which I hope you'll find much more attractive than my gub. And I'll be talking about Itchy Coo after this showreel.
Skint, ball-ragged, pockets full of my fingers, can't afford to burn toast and it's November. Christmas is close. I've been away but now I'm back and every corner's a different colour 'cause I'm hame and memories are painted with mischief. I'm outside Greg's eating a macaroni pie and a busker picks up his guitar and plugs in his amplifier. The sound for the strings is like frost. He's young and the dreams that were born in his bedroom wake me up. I'm watching people passing it and they know that he's good but they don't want to look. They turn their heads and tilt their ears and jog on. If I had a spare pound I would throw it, but I don't. So I just listen. I'd like to tell him that this is it. This is where the hammer hits the stain and sparks are made. Standing on a corner in your home town, an audience of one rag eating a macaroni pie. But singing, wee man, you're singing.
Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread, you seize the flower, its bloom is shed. Or like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis race, that flit ere you can point their place. Or like the rainbow's lovely form, evanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time nor tide. The hour approaches Tam maun ride. That hour o' nicht's black arch the keystane. That dreary hour he mounts his beast in. And sic a nicht he taks the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twould blawn its last. The rattling showers rose on the blast. The speedy gleams the darkness swallowed. Loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That nicht a child might understand. The deil had business on his hand. Wheel mounted on his grey mare Meg, a better never lifted leg. Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his gid blue bonnet, whilst craning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirkalloway was drawing nigh, where guests and hoolit's nichtly cry. By this time he was cross the ford, wherein the snow the chapman smoored, and past the birks and meikle stain, where drucken Charlie braks neck bane, and through the whins and by the cairn, where hunters fan the murdered bairn, and near the thorn, aboon the well, where Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him, Doon pours all his floods, the doubling storm roars through the woods, the lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more the thunders roll, when glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkalloway seemed in a bleeze. Through Ilkabore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst make us scorn. We tippenny, we fear nae evil, we Ushka Bay we'll face the devil. The swats say reamed in Tammy's noddle, fair play he cardna deals a boddle. But Maggie stood, recht sair astonished, till by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the licht, and wow, Tam saw an unco sicht.
Murk and rainy is the nicht, there's no a star in nor the carry. Lightnings gleam athwart the lift, and winds drive on wi' winter's fury. Oh, are you sleeping, Maggie? Oh, are you sleeping, Maggie? Let me in, for loud the linn is rowing o'er the Warlock Craggy. Fearful socks the Bourtree bank, the rifted wood roars wild and dreary. Loud the iron, yet the clank, and cry a let's Max Meary. Oh, are you sleeping, Maggie? Oh, are you sleeping, Maggie? Let me in, for loud the linn is rowing o'er the Warlock Craggy. Aboon my breath I darna speak, for fear arouse your walker-ripe daddy. Calls the blast upon my cheek, oh rise, my bonny lady. Oh, are you sleeping, Maggie? Oh, are you sleeping, Maggie? Let me in, for loud the linn is rowing o'er the Warlock Craggy. She's let him in, he's cast aside his creeping plighty. Claw your worst, your rain and wind, since Maggie knew I'm in aside you. New since you're walking, Maggie, new since you're walking, Maggie. What care I for Hullet's cry, for Bourtree Bank or Warlock Craggy?
Okay, well, thanks for and looking at the Scots Hoose resources, and I hope you'll use them. They are for you, and I think they're great. Anyway, Itchy Coo. Itchy Coo has been going for, well, come up for 20 years. James Robertson, Scottish writer, the wonderful, and now very high profile Scots writer James and myself started Itchy Coo back in 2002, and in 2022 we'll be 20, which is quite remarkable. We've got around about 80 or so books, and we continue to publish. We're still going away at it, and still continue to have lots of success, and the imprint is as strong as ever, and I'm going to just run through a few of these books with you just now. Diary of Wimpy Wayne, original by Jeff Kinney, translated into Scots by Thomas Clark. September, Tuesday. Richt, before you say anything, this is a journal, aye, no a diary. I can't find what it says in the front, but when my ma went in the shops, I specially tell her to get you in that didn't say diary on it. Bro, all I need is some bam to spy me, carting this book about and get the wrong idea. The other thing I want to get out the road is this was my ma's idea, no mine. But she's no Richt if she thinks I'm going to be writing about my feelings or any of that. See, if you're waiting on me getting it, oh, dear diary this and dear diary that, you can walk and run. Superb text. It's great fun to read, but something that engages pupils because they ken the original. A book like this, possibly in English for primary, but for secondary, rich Scots, and because it's in Scots, it kind of puts the age range about a bit higher. Roderick the Raj, also translated by Thomas Clark. Original is Roderick Rules by Jeff Kinney. The thing is, Roderick can get away with anything he likes when it comes to tormenting me, because he kens this hee-haw I can do about it. See, Roderick's the only loon that kens about the absolute riddy I got over the summer, and he's been hanging it over my head ever since. See, if I clap on him for anything, he'll gang telling the whole world what happened. I just wish I kent some clish-maclavers about him, so it was at least eeksy-peeksy. I ken one thing, it's a pure red neck for Roderick, but it's not going to do me any good. See, when Roderick was a senior, he was half sick the day the school photos got taken. So my ma told my dad to send in Roderick's photo for last year for the school book to put in their yearbook. Well, didn't ask me how Dad managed it, but he sent in Roderick's photo for primary 2. The best of it is, they put it in anyway. Thing is, as soon as Roderick clocked on page of the yearbook, he tore it out and put it in the bucket. So if I'm wanting something to give him a beamer hour, I'm going to have to keep howking. And one last Jeff Kinney book for Itchy Coo. This is In at the Deep End, which Thomas Clark translated as Up to the Oxters. And we kind of get a thing when we see it. We're absolutely delighted that Tam has been translating these for us, and that Jeff Kinney and his publisher have given us permission today say that it's been absolutely fantastic. And please get your pupils reading these. Great way to engage reluctant readers. We Scots, we reading. So this is a great book. This is a fantastic book. Once I got back to our campsite, they're going on a tour. If you ken this book, they're on a family holiday. Once I got back to our campsite, all I wanted to do was crawl into bed. My mum said we were all going into the loch. I needed to put on my swimming trunks. I minded her that I didn't have any swimming trunks on anymore, and I hoped that would be the end of it. My mum said Roderick had a spare pair, and even though I'm not keen on wearing some other body's clays, I can't, there was no point arguing with her about it. I thought maybe if we plashed around the loch for a few minutes and acted like we were in a belter at a time, my ma would content herself and let us gang back to the cap. But she brought her camera with her, so that was games a bogey. Thomas Clark's also translated Lemony Snicket into Scots. The Bad Beginning comes out as The Boggin Beginning. That should be out in September, early October. I've also had the pleasure of translating Matt Haig's A Boy Called Christmas, which in Scots is A Laddie Called Christmas, and that'll be out in time for Christmas. So hope you enjoy, and some of your, I think, S1, S2, S3 pupils would get something out of these titles. This book here, the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which I got a chance to translate, going back 2, 3, 4 years now. This is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. I think it changed the game in terms of the way lots of folk who weren't convinced about Scots see the Scots language, and so I think that this is something that a lot of primaries use this. I've seen the English original used in P7, but this is a complex text in terms of Scots, and I think worth having a look at. And it's a biggie as well. The other ones are substantial, but this is a whopper and is a good go-to for Scots language. Bairns ken it, and something to look at. Now I hope you're all sitting comfortably, because I'm going to read a wee bit of a fairy tale for the Itchy Coo book, Grimm's Fairy Tales in Scots. This is The Golden-Haired Lassie in the Tower, The Tale of Rapunzel, translated by Sanjeev Kohli. Once upon a time, pure ages ago, there was a lovely wee woman with a wain on the way. She and her man had spent yonks and then some more yonks praying for a wain. And now at last their wish was coming true. They stayed in a poky wee button ben just by a gorgeous gallus garden. The garden belonged to a manky crabbit old witch, and had a big war in it that all the locals were too fair to climb. One day the woman peered out her back window and clocked a bed of Rapunzel growing in the witch's back green. Rapunzel, if you didn't ken, is a herb that makes your hair grow all lovely and luscious and lang, just like mine. Maybe not really. All the woman could think about was wolfing a big huge bowl of it. Her man was pure up to high dough because she wouldn't eat anything else and was getting off of Peely Wally. One night the poor woman said, "See if I didn't get some Rapunzel down my neck soon. That'll be me away the Crow Road. Brun breed deed, and the wind will be coming with me." Ostensibly a primary text, but I think this would engage readers in S1. It's a companion book. The Hans Christian Andersen Book of Fairy Tales in Scots came out last year with amazing translators. Sanjeev Kohli, absolutely delighted that Sanjeev wrote that incredible, wonderful Gallus translation of Rapunzel into Glaswegian. Val McDermid, Elaine C. Smith, Larry Don, James Robertson, Ashley Douglas, Thomas Clark, Shane Strachan, Matthew Mackey, Susie Briggs, a hell lot of folk translated Scots fairy tales into Scots. Absolutely brilliant. Maybe tack these, read them, or give them to bairns who are perhaps needing a wee bit of help with their reading. They'll ken the original fairy tale, or for something I've tried with older pupils is to tack a fairy tale that they can and get them to transform it into a modern setting, perhaps with some hard-edged social issues as well. Could lead to all sorts of exciting creative writing opportunities and experiences. So worth a go and worth looking at. Highly recommend these, apart from the fact that these are absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful books. Look at the illustrations there. And some high-powered writers translating the Scots. Gives the lie to the sense that Scots is just a kind of a kiddie-on language, and it's not really for everybody. Here we have Val McDermott, Sanjeev Colley, Elaine C. Smith, and others gone for it and saying this is something valuable. This is something, a language that we should be looking at and caring more about and enjoying. I'm going to give this book a shout out. This is A Smoky Smell of Rain, published in 2003, still available. It's by far and away the best Scots literary anthology for schools that I've ever seen. And okay, I was part of the production of this, but the publication of it. But it's brilliant. I just don't think. I hope you've got it, I hope you maybe got it in your department. If you have, and you've not been using it, blow the store off it and see what's in it. It's a real treasure chest of material from the medieval Mackers all the way through to Irvine Welsh. Songs and poems and plays and extracts for Scots, words and phrases that were used that have been used in the Old Scottish Parliament and the New Scottish Parliament. Borough Records of Glasgow, Tom Leonard, Liz Lochhead, William Dunbar, Robert Ferguson, you name it, it's in here. Violet Jacob, Doric, stuff from all over the place, Shetland. You can't beat this book as a go-to for Scots language and Scots literature. So please have it. If you haven't got this, get it, or for your library, or get it online for Itchy Coo or Amazon. It is something that's well worth looking at. So final shout out for this. Folks, I hope that's been useful to you. I'd much rather that we were in a room somewhere chatting and kind of hearing how things are going and getting a much more interactive session going than just be havering away like this. But for Scots Hoose, if you do have requests for materials, I'm at your disposal. Please get in touch if you'd like some workshops for me, creative writing workshops for me. I'm happy to speak to Wayne's. I'm happy to give you any information or advice or support that you need for creativity in the Scots language. Itchy Coo, more books coming out next year, and keep watching keep looking at the Itchy Coo website and on social media for more information about that project. Wishing you all the very best. Take it easy. Good luck with everything you do, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Cheers now. Bye.